PvE 16.
'Cause we are Odysee, we build our legacy from the lost reality, and still we fight on. We're Odysee for justice and liberty, from here on to eternity, and still we fight on. Neath the gods of shadows and lightning, werewolves, dread wolves, force over lightning, mages, sages, angels and demons. No, you are not dreaming. Nature, spirits, earth, ice, fire, future heroes we inspire. There's no challenge great enough, you see, for Odysee.
And welcome everybody to Friday Night Legends. My name is Ted Stone, and joining me again tonight is Jens Anderson.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. We have a really special show for you tonight.
Yes.
You are in for a treat. This is our first non-PvP live stream. This is our first PvE live stream.
Yes.
And Odysee is here.
Right, which is awesome. As you saw
Odysee-
from their epic
Their epic
intro
trailer,
that they
yes.
made. I saw that the first time when they posted it on the forums when they found out they were coming on here,
Yeah.
and I was smiling from ear to ear. Somebody even in the chat just now said that was more epic than the Man of Steel trailer, and I agree with you. I agree with you. I think it's
I don't
awesome.
know.
I mean, the song was great. The passion was there. It was fantastic. That was awesome. Good job to them on that.
It
but
was amazing.
We're excited to have them.
So, but not only is Odysee here, and not only is this PvE, but we are on PC test.
Yes, we are,
Right.
because what's on PC Test?
DLC 7
Origin Crisis!
What?
Yes.
On PC test.
All right.
Yeah, so this is going to be a huge show, and we don't want to waste too much time getting to the action.
No, because
but
they're going to need all the time they can get to get smashed in this raid.
They're going to need all the help they can get also.
Yeah.
But real quickly, this week was a big week. We launched Game Update 25.
Yes.
Lots of PvP changes.
Yes.
Lots of PvP confusion.
Yes.
If you have questions, concerns, or feedback, please take them to the forums or social media and let us know.
Did you just unleash everyone on me on Twitter?
Yeah.
Is that what just happened?
So at Spittle,
Yeah.
I love your feedback.
Right.
Right
Follow
there.
me and give me your feedback this weekend.
Yeah.
I would appreciate it.
Or at DCUO.
Yeah, that'll
or
work too.
The official forums or
Or
our Facebook
Facebook,
page, blah,
something
blah, blah,
like that.
all that
Yes.
stuff. Join us. And yeah, and of course, DLC 7 then launched on PC Test right afterwards.
Right.
And that's what you're going to get to see today live.
We're going to show an awesome section of the Nexus of Reality raid.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nexus of Reality. And we'll talk about that in just a moment, but let's bring Odysee on her. Can you hear us?
I can indeed. Can you hear me?
We can. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
How excited are you on a scale of 9 to 10 for this live stream?
That's not a big range.
Well, to be honest, it's a 7. The rest of the 3 is down to nerves.
I
Quite nervous
see.
about this.
Are you?
A little bit nervous.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you'll be fine.
Very nervous.
Because you've tried out the raid already on PC Test, right?
We did. We had a great opportunity last night for us to run through it. Did get quite far. Loving it so far. The environment itself is what's captivated me the most.
Do
The
you feel like
environment,
you're in the center of the
enemies.
earth?
Yep.
Okay, good.
It's in the center of the earth.
Yeah, so we are going to be looking at the Nexus of Reality raid. And as Odysee has found out, and as you're about to find out, this is taking place beneath the surface of the earth. And what's going on? Who's down there?
We actually have if you didn't see our Meet the Council live stream actually, it wasn't on Friday Night Legends. Sorry, it was just a live stream. Go to our YouTube channel or check it out on Twitch, and you can get some background on the key characters that are part of this raid, which you'll be seeing tonight. But essentially, at the end of DLC 3, the Battle for Earth, future Luthor and future Batman both jump down into the Nexus of Reality after seemingly defeating Brainiac, and they are now waging this war in time and space, and they've assembled other copies and versions of themselves as the things they've been doing to erase various origins of heroes and villains have popped up, you know, alternate time streams. So there's different versions of Luthor and different versions of Batman that have never been seen before in the DC universe, and they are coming to life in the Nexus of Reality, and you're going to have to take them on and sort of undo the damage they've done to the time stream.
And that's what Odysee is going to face here
yes.
live very soon.
And you guys are heroes, right?
We are indeed heroes, yep.
Okay, so you're going to be taking on the Luthors.
The Quadlexes, yeah.
The angry bald guys down at the center of the planet.
Very mean.
Yeah, they are very mean.
Yes, they are. So before we jumped into that, obviously we saw in the trailer your whole crew, your 8-man team for tonight. But tell us a little bit more about Odysee. Did you guys form at launch? You know, what's your history?
Well, we've actually been through one incarnation before. Before the mega servers, we were called Defiance. Just a general group of guys who got together, enjoyed doing the content. We did that on a daily basis. Some things happen as they do, and we reformed under the guise of Odysee.
Yeah.
Since then, we've just been growing. It's just about a group of people who enjoy playing DC and gaming in general. Spend a lot of time together. Enjoy making, like you've seen, the trailers and videos in general.
Yeah, love your YouTube page.
We try and get quite a bit of content up there. Music videos and commentaries that we've been working on recently. Quite successful. Have some great exposure, especially from people such as Trexlight and Super Patriot. They've given us some great shout outs.
Now, your YouTube page is really inspiring, to be honest with you. Although I understand you guys lost a bunch of your videos. Something happened and everything got nuked or something. What was the deal?
We did. We spoke to YouTube about the issue, and for some reason or another, when an organization's that big, they had no record of what happened.
Wow.
That's scary.
Wow.
The bigger the organization, the less you know what happens.
Yeah, and we just had to wipe our brow and continue. It's a shame, but
yeah.
Well, you guys have been putting up videos avidly for a really long time, and not only are they good videos for, I think, the rest of our players to kind of look at and get some tips and tricks on picking up how you guys play, how you guys tackle the raids, but you guys put some production value into them. I got to say, I'm always impressed by the music that you put behind there, and it feels very engaging. You know, where do you really get your store of music? What kind of stuff are you drawing from?
It depends on the project itself, but most of it is a really simple Google search. We're looking for some free music that can match the timing of the videos, try and portray a sense of emotion that, again, depends on the video itself. Senelex, one of our members, did the Beauty of DCUO videos. Had some really great music for that.
It did have good music. I gotta say, that one made me a little sick, though. He did a lot of spinning,
the motion,
really fast spinning,
a little queasy,
little Neo, Matrix bullet time, but at Mach 5.
That's a cool.
A couple of people love it, and he seems to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And we've also got Dreadwolf, who's an artist in his own right. He, as you heard in the trailer, wrote an Odysee theme tune.
That was epic.
Appropriate to throw that in there as well.
That was epic.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
One of the videos that really made me kind of perk up and really appreciate what you guys were doing, not that I didn't before, was the one you did for Home Turf. You guys had everybody in a lair, I think, and staged kind of different activities that they were doing in there. Yeah,
you mean one of the Cribs videos?
Yes.
People were dotted around doing different actions, and
I loved it. You had people sitting around a table. You had somebody working at a computer. There was somebody at an R&D station, I think, doing, and everybody was set up doing emotes. It was really awesome. I personally appreciated it really much, really a lot, and I wanted to thank you, you guys, for doing that, because Home Turf was a real Herculean effort for the team to get that new system in there. Since we launched, people were wanting bases and all that kind of stuff. So to see you guys jump on board that and really put some effort into showing the potential for lairs, you know, as like a social space, a place for you to hang out with your friends and really put a stamp on the DC Universe Online's environments. So that was terrific, and I thank you for that.
Thank you for the DLC. It was amazing how, you know, people were always saying, "Oh, it's not really for me, the bases," but once they had access to it, they couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah,
and everyone's vying for an opportunity to show off their base and, you know, getting pieces and running content as much as they can to get those pieces. So expect more of those in the future.
Well, you know, this year at some point, and we talked about at SOE Live last year that we are going to be doing Halls of Power. So Odysee going to have a league hall?
Oh, absolutely. I can't wait
right.
for those. I personally don't really have a base myself because all the resources I'm collecting
Are you squatting?
Yes, I am. I'm holding on to resources for the league bases because I just
all right.
can't wait to get hands on those.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. So let's see, what else we want to cover here with them?
Well,
anything else you want to say about your league, or let us know that people might find interesting, some an unknown fact or interesting fact about Odysee that we might not know?
We're pretty open about our league, to be honest. It's there's a lot of information about us out there, and we always try and speak to as many people as we can. We get guys from the US server coming over to do a bit of content with us.
Bumbling Bee comes over there as Ted
Bee,
Cord.
We've got Obsidian Chill.
Yep.
People were asking, and yet Odysee is on EUPC. If you didn't know that, so this is spreading our FNL.
Spreading the love
around.
We're on both continents now.
Yeah. There we go.
Again, really love your videos, and I can't wait to see you guys kind of tackle this raid. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of the raid, let's get to the action, shall we?
All right, let's do it.
So we're going to cut to the game now. We are standing right next to you guys. Looks like we're already inside the Nexus of Reality, and
here's the lineup.
There you guys all lined up.
Check it out. Should we put the camera on here?
Sure.
All right, thanks. Let's have Meps do that. So I want to let some people know what you guys are going to be doing tonight and what you're facing. Okay, so if you don't mind, I'm just going to take a second and talk about the difficulty tiers of DLC 7 and where this raid falls and how you guys are going to tackle it. So first of all you guys are in Tier 4, full Tier 4 gear, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
So you need to check them just to make sure?
Sure. I think then I do need to get back out of the camera. Sorry. Maybe you had a plan there.
I might have
derailed you.
It's okay.
Don't listen to me.
So we're gonna inspect one just to make sure they're legit. They're not trying to pull one over on us. That would be.
Let's do Ivy Bird here.
Ivy Bird is a healer, I believe.
All right. Yeah. So you can see, got the Tier 4 stuff on here. There we go. Spirited Stag. All these things. Okay, so you can see they're in the Tier 4 stuff.
Full Tier 4, basic Tier 4 from Battle for Earth.
Exactly. All right, we can go back into the camera now. So what we're going to do is we're going to have them tackle this in the current armor that you guys have, so you can see just how difficult it is.
Right.
Now, the idea here is that you're certainly able to, with the combat rating of Tier 4, just walk right into this raid and give it a try. But it is not for the faint of heart. Would you agree, Anher?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we're going to see in a second.
Yeah, in fact, I think you guys did post another video on your DLC 7 Odysee videos, which was just a little bit about this Nexus Reality raid, and I think the final comment was, well, we did a lot better. We got Lex Luthor down to half. And then, one of them down to half or something like that.
Great impression.
Wow,
and then,
that's pretty good.
And then you guys were out. It was a very short video. So this is supposed to be really, really, really hard. So most folks will probably want to spend some time in the Iconic Anomalies, grouping together in groups of 4 to do some of the operations in the alternate realities of Metropolis and Gotham. You'll be getting some marks, getting a few pieces of gear, maybe a few drops. Then you can start coming into this raid and you'll start feeling a difference. You're getting a little further, making a little more progress. And of course the raid drops are going to be even better than the gear drops. So the more...
Right, which is something we haven't talked about.
Right. The marks that you get from here that you'll be getting the gear will get you that tier gear, but certainly the drops that you're getting in here are going to take you to another level. So the further you get in the raid, the easier the raid is going to get, but it does get harder as it goes. So why don't we give this a try and see, sort of as a litmus test, what Tier 4 people are in for.
So yeah, so this is, ladies and gentlemen, this is Odysee in Tier 4 gear, attempting
Odysee. Come on, you gotta sing it, man.
The Nexus of Reality raid in Origin Crisis.
All right,
live, right now. You guys are clear to start. Go for it. Whenever
there seems to be some hesitation here.
Here we go.
Are you nervous? No.
Oh,
So
absolutely. After the last beatdown.
I know. And what we actually, I do want to say, and I think you're in agreement, we don't actually necessarily expect you to get through this whole thing, right? This is really, really tough stuff.
In fact, we expect you to fail.
Yeah.
So just so everyone's out there, it's clear. We do expect Odysee to fail.
Mm-hmm. All right,
We'll
so
see.
right now they are experiencing a cutscene camera right now. We're an extra person, so we're not actually in a group and don't get to see it.
Yeah,
We are
it's
in
just
observer camp.
Batman explaining the situation. You can see the other Batmans dotted about.
When we do this a second time, we'll be able to see the cutscene.
Out of camera.
Yeah, out of
Okay.
camera mode. We'll
Gotcha.
then be able to see it, and then it will make a lot more sense for the people watching.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. We are just waiting for the cutscene to end. A new one is starting.
Do you have controls? Can you move at this point?
No, I am locked in because of the camera. There we go. Oh, we could have just jumped out.
Or we could have done that.
Yeah. Alright, so here you see some of the other Luthors. These are the versions. Now, the Luthor that is the primary boss, who'll be at the end, is randomly chosen from the 5. Alright, let me get in there.
Oh, just had a sentry there.
Yep, you guys had a back spawn.
And also, just want to point out, we are on PC test. We may encounter bugs, and we are looking for feedback. So this is not the final version.
Alright,
so
here they go.
whatever happens.
Oh, somebody's down already.
Straight off the bat. I think there was a slight lag issue there. They get pushed back into them. Oh, is that a new resuscitation cog? The emblem.
Yes, we did replace the resuscitation emblem. You know, I think we always had the intention that we wanted to have more dynamic icons above the heads of, you know, to indicate more of the flavor of the interaction you were doing. So we're trying to improve that. You can see there's a blue interact for reviving people now, and yeah, a lot of people need reviving at this moment.
You guys have done better than this.
Yeah.
In tier 4.
Yeah. Bit of a shaky start.
Like, I think the pressure maybe got you a little
Retry?
bit.
All right, they're beating me up, so let's toggle hate. There we go.
When we first did this, we were trying
I'm
to figure
about
out
to
the different
die.
tactics. Is it
Just let yourself
case of
die.
splitting them into
we go.
different groups, 2 to the left, 2 to the right, and we found that worked best. So we're going to try that tonight.
That is how we do it internally. When we get smashed by it, by the way. We are nowhere near as good as you guys as a raid group, so we have definite moments of getting smashed. Go ahead and disable.
Just trying to get the tanks lined up here.
Yeah,
Alright, well,
give
give us
us one
So
second
hit
also.
the target.
Oops. I think they went in.
We're going to be focusing Future Lex.
Go ahead and
Always with a raid like this, we start off with the basics, so you don't really know specifically how to spec your character if you're going into something new, and try and keep ranged until you pick up the tactics and you get that gear to protect yourselves. Doesn't make for the most interesting of raids at times, but it's a necessary thing when you're trying to figure these things out.
For sure. So here we are again. They're still in tier 4 gear. They're giving it a second try because they are troopers.
who are you guys focusing on right now? Who's your primary target?
We're on Future Lex.
Okay.
Based on the information that we were doing yesterday and the hits, he was smashing us rather hard.
Is this the same? Did you get the same sort of random selection with General Luthor as your main boss, or?
No, yesterday we had the Space Commander at the
Okay.
start.
Gotcha.
Spaceman Lex. I love Spaceman Lex.
We've
Like
got
I said,
Dark Bat down on the left there, the secondary tank. They're trying to make a move in. Usually the controller, because they've got some shielding on their bar. Future Lex is broken away from Cold Fusion, who's down.
One thing I'm always impressed when watching your videos is how on top of reviving you guys are as a group. And, oh, something big just hit.
That hurt.
Oh yeah.
Are you able to fly the camera up a bit and get over there?
Sure. Well, if you give me...
we may have to relog ourselves to get our camera working. Oh, no, there we go.
There we go.
All right.
Future Lex is about a third of the way down. Well, we've got 3 players down. 4, 5, nah.
All right, so you're, in your professional opinion, it's a little hard in T4 gear. Is that right?
Very hard. I haven't got the combat log open, but the hits are ranging up to about 4K, 4.5.
Okay.
That's pretty painful.
It is high.
Yeah. Okay, so we've demonstrated that. How about we switch to tier 5 gear now?
Okay.
Right. Do we need to do a restart for your controls?
Yeah, I got when you did that go-to, my camera got
The camera got broken.
Yeah, we're doing a little make myself invisible thing to do the camera here. So.
Okay, so Odysee, hang on a second.
Why don't you guys go ahead and what we're gonna do now, just so everybody knows. We gave them a few pieces of the tier 5 gear so we can simulate, you know, they've done some operations, they've done some of the iconic anomalies, earned a few pieces of gear, and then are sort of coming back in here to try this again. You know, we definitely want to give people an understanding of how difficult it was going to be coming out of tier 4 directly into the raid.
And that's intended, right?
Yeah, that
You're
is intended
to gear up in the rest of...
I don't know which one you want to select.
In the rest of the content before you necessarily jump into the raid. You're not going to beat it on day 1.
Correct.
And
correct. And that was feedback we got from people. You know, it was we work really hard on some of these raids, and then people were actually chewing through them really quickly. Like, you know, on day 1, people were beating the raid, and that's not really the feeling you want out of these kind of games. You know, you want to really have that be a challenge that you start working your way through. You know, you really start to get that mastery of it to be able to overcome the unfamiliarity, and then just the stat difficulty on its own. All right, we'll be right back to you, and then you guys can start up. Give us just 1 second.
And just to be clear,
is the camera itself still rolling on us? We could
no,
jump in and give it another go.
Not
this
quite.
second.
We're going to be there just momentarily. And we've given you half T5, right?
Yeah.
Did we mention that?
Yeah, we're a few pieces. How many pieces are you guys
putting on? I think they have 4 pieces.
It's the 4 pieces. Yeah.
It's the 4 pieces. Okay.
All right.
Just going back to what you were saying there about the progression. You know, you don't want to go into these raids and smash them. With this, you can definitely you can get the sense that you're not intended to do this in the gear you've got. You know, the rate at which you take the enemies down, the rate they take you down. You can, as a player, you can visually and you can see it happening. That you need to be gearing up first.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing.
Okay, I'm just inspecting the gear here.
Who are we looking at? Odysee, Dreadwolf.
Yeah, we're looking at Dreadwolf.
Oh, I better switch back to the game so we can actually show that.
Did he put his stuff on yet?
Have you guys switched your gear?
Okay.
Would you like us to put it on?
Yeah,
go ahead. Put your bits of tier 5 on.
We've both gotten our point across that it's hard at tier 4, I think, at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We don't need to make them watch it again.
Just told them to switch. They're adding it now.
Okay.
All right. So Odyssee's gearing up. A little bit of tier 5. See if they can do better. See if they can get past the first room. See the rest of the raid.
I was watching one of your videos for the alternate reality. I think it was Metropolis. I can't remember if it's Metropolis or Gotham, actually.
From the ops.
From the ops, though. And I think I tweeted about this, actually, because I found myself laughing so hard, and I screamed, "Ted Cord goes down!" in my office, and I was laughing. You know, and then someone came in, what? And I was like, oh, Ted Cord, Bumblebee, he just got slammed by this thing. And I'm like, well, that's kind of appropriate. You know, Ted Cord, just dead on the floor, you know, and he'll be mad at me for this now.
Bumblebee's in the chat, he's sad.
Oh, he is sad.
That's
Look
okay
at that. I'm sorry. He knows I love him.
I think we're good here. We've switched the pieces.
Switch gear. Okay, then you are clear to start.
Okay, here we go. Just taking it slowly. Back onto Future Lex again.
All right, I'm going to
Still
try
your
and
target.
fly up a little bit. Can you toggle hay for me? Might as well put me in.
Something we notice as well is if you look at the arena floor, that kind of gives you the indication of the range you want to be staying at as well. If you go beyond the outer boundaries of that, you start going out of line of sight of your healers and your controllers giving power.
So even though
you
it's
can use the arena itself as a
good
visual
marker.
guide.
yeah, even
Yeah,
though it's
good
in
tip.
Ring of Death, it's also a ring of.
It's a ring of
staying
life. Yeah.
All right, so Dark Red Bat's taken a beating already.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are
Really
going
everyone.
for Future. I'm going to go over here and take a look from this angle where you're fighting Future, since that's your primary target. Trying to get everybody in frame here. What have been, Enter, what are some of the more, deadly abilities you've seen these guys pull off? Like, what one makes you kind of like, no!
It's I think it's most the Future Lex. I can't remember the name of the move itself, but he seems to pull off his arm and throw it at you.
His arm?
Yeah, maybe I'll.
That sounds like an
do it wrong,
animation
but,
bug to me, but we'll look at that. Oh, actually, I think I know what you're talking about.
So Future Lex is your target number
That's
one
Yeah, they
because
got
he's
him.
most dangerous.
Yeah.
Is that why you're focusing on him first?
Yeah, he seems to have the biggest hits.
Noted.
Now, Dreadwolf, being the rebel rocker that he is slightly off the central pad, living dangerously.
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, we find the audio communication very important for raiding itself. So if I was on there now, I'd probably be telling him, Dread, what are you doing? Get back.
You would be yelling at him.
Yeah.
Get into the range.
Would you like us to type something in chat for you? Because I am happy to do that.
I think if we leave him to die, that'll teach him a lesson.
Okay.
Oh,
I
wow.
like how you guys roll.
So that's how you become elite,
Yep.
apparently.
Yep. If you want to stand in the fire, we'll let you die in the fire.
Yeah.
Is basically
You will learn
that's
one
your
way
philosophy.
or another.
Learn the hard way.
Yep.
But you guys are doing well, making really good progress on Cyber and Future.
Yep.
See
So
if that holds up.
it's still obviously a very close fight and a long fight still because
Yeah.
we're not even really halfway through it even. But you can tell even with just 4 pieces of T5 gear, Odysee is able to stay up and compete with these guys. And it looks
It's
like
definitely a game of attrition at this point.
Right.
It's-
you guys are
just
holding
keep
your own.
yourselves up while we take them down.
Cybernetic and Future Lex are both at about 40% or so.
So why don't you
And of
tell
course,
us?
Your
Oh, sorry.
standard
Go
raid
ahead.
setup is usually consisting of the 3 DPS, but to compensate, we've got 2 tanks rather than going with 3 DPS.
Yeah, you need 2 tanks for this raid. You absolutely do, and they're
Intended to have 2 tanks.
Yeah, I mean, this splitting tactic is truly the way to go, and which is great that you guys figured this out. And there comes a point later, if you get to it, which will require it, quite frankly. All right, so you guys are doing well on the Future and Cybernetic over here. Now, Space Commander and Professor Luther haven't taken much damage yet, so we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone can see it or has seen it, but the mission objective itself, as you go in, it says to defeat reality-shifted members of the council,
Yep.
0 of 2. So
Right, you only have to take out 2.
So I
Yeah,
want
not
to
looking
let
to take
people
out the whole
know.
team.
So this is part of basically the kind of random part of the raid is when you show up here. It's one of the 5 Luthers is the primary one and phased into your reality, and the other 4 are phased out. That changes the composition of this
Right,
part of
that's
the fight.
different every time.
Every time you come in, but players will choose who they want to take out in this first fight, and by doing so will dictate the sub bosses they take
Ooh.
on the way to the final boss. Oh, who went down there?
me.
Oh,
Oh, because you were so distracted.
you want me to
by
pan
Jens.
away? Should I pan away?
Cut.
No,
Cut.
it's real.
Okay.
Trying to get me up now.
There you
I've
go.
Got him.
Future Lex is almost down.
So that makes a big difference
just
who
lost
you kind of
second
choose
tank.
to fight now, because the guys you knock out now will show up later at the end in the boss fight.
Right, so you get to determine your own fate
Yes.
to a
And
large extent.
what we missed in the in the cutscene was the Luther that actually warped away is now in the Nexus itself, and he's stealing one of the origin artifacts from time and space. Somewhere he's grabbing something that is going to be there in the fight, which adds a further mechanic to it, and you won't really know till you get there.
And it's a completely different, but it's a very different experience, right?
Yes.
Depending on which...
So the combinations of who you choose to take out in the beginning, coupled with what artifact gets taken, and which Lexes or Batmen are actually in play to take out in this fight, changes the tactics and strategies a great deal. So
what we're saying is, it's not just doing the same thing every time.
No.
It's a very different experience
Correct.
every time.
Okay, here they go.
Boom. The targets are down. Loot is given.
What'd you get? What'd you get? What'd you get?
Well,
One-handed untuned weapon and a focus element 5.
Nice. Alright, so that is the first room. Before you go on, if anyone's just joining us, this is Friday Night Legends. We are live on the PC test server with Odysee, top league from EUPC, and we're going through unreleased content. This is Origin Crisis Raids, Nexus of Reality, to see how challenging they are and how far you can get. So, with that, so we're all caught up. Go ahead. Let's. We'll follow you in.
So upon their taking down those 2 targets, you've got the 2 avenues, the 2 routes to choose from. Not sure if that's based on the enemy you take down itself. So, for example, if we took down the Space Commander, would we still get the same routes, or would a different portal open?
No, the routes are the same, and the boss positions are the same.
But the bosses.
But the bosses are different.
Right.
Exactly. And then, of course, you know, there's like ads that come in on those sub-boss fights that actually affect it too, in terms of like shields and buffs and things.
Yeah.
And these guys are just sort of leftovers, these brainiacs from, you know, I guess old workers that don't realize
Didn't fare too well.
Their master is dead. Well, or is he?
Or is he dead?
You get that sort of sense, that inclination that something's still there, because every so often one of them will activate.
Right.
I'm not sure if that's triggered by something, or if they're just scripted to suddenly activate if you go past them.
It is triggered by something.
Got to keep an eye out, because otherwise you get flanked.
That's right. This is kind of a death trap hallway in a lot of ways. It's not a safe place to be strolling just for fun.
What are your thoughts on the new quantum powers that you guys have? You guys been playing with them at all? I think I saw one of you guys running through an operation from the quantum player's perspective. What were your thoughts?
I've personally not had a chance to touch on it, but Tesseract here who's in the raid now is using it, and it's grown quite proficient over the short period, and the consensus is absolutely amazing.
Is he playing it as controller or DPS?
Controller.
Controller. Okay.
The graphics and powers and power interactions, it's just very sweet.
Good.
And it fits Tesseract's character concept as well, so that's the added bonus for her.
Makes sense.
I'm gonna just, while you guys are pouring through some of these trash mobs in here, I'm gonna just give a look at the environment a little bit. You can kind of see this great, really cool, metallic, almost like, you know, it used to be molten and then kind of hardened. This kind of nickel material. It's pretty cool. I like what the artist did in here. You guys are making short work of these trash drones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they could do with a bit of bumping up.
Yeah, the guys in between the bosses.
Yeah.
A little bit more, little beefier. I think I remember seeing some feedback from you on that, or one of your members.
Make them stronger. Yeah. Noted. For those of you in the channel who are afraid of this raid and terrified for Origin Crisis' release, Odysee just asked us to make it harder. So you can thank them.
We get the blame for that.
We gotta shift it to somebody, man.
Yeah, look. We can't take it.
I can't take it in the face all the time.
If anybody out there in the chat has a question for Odysee, go ahead and throw it over to us right now.
think we're actually coming up to the first boss here. We are indeed.
We already talked about how Odyssey got started. It just kind of came together back around launch.
All right,
Oh,
so
that's-
looks like it's Professor. Nobody rocks the khakis like Professor Luther.
What we've noticed as well is the first time you go in here, just stand still for a second and you can see the mechanic that's involved here. So he'll spawn, whatever the term is, a little robot next to him. If we'll do it now. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can kind of gain an indication of what to expect. Not seeing what it's doing to him, but I guess we'll jump in and learn.
So pay attention is what you're saying to the clues and cues before the fights as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Before you rush in, guns a-blazing, it's a good idea to just stop, look at the environment itself.
Sage words.
There's going to be a lot of learning to do across the board, especially with so many different variants and options. So
The guys are just going over tactics. And is for
So
sometimes
tell
it's
us what
just
they're talking about.
yeah, what's
basically
the plan?
establishing the basics, giving yourself some space to maneuver, listening for those target calls.
We have the sound turned down for voices, but
Right.
Luth, we should turn it up just a little to hear some of this chatter.
Okay,
All right,
yeah, go for it.
we do that.
You probably need to kill the camera.
Oh, oh, they started. Let's wait. Get my bird's eye view position.
Chat.
Trying some green ooze.
Chad does want to know if
Ooh.
you're recruiting. Is Odyssey recruiting?
We are. We don't have prerequisites so much as we're after specific roles at the moment. Damage seem to be in very high supply at the moment. It's tanks and
Shocker.
controls and units we're after.
Yeah, that happens.
I'm always willing to talk to anybody. Just shoot me an email.
Oh, somebody brought their
okay.
henchmen in, and they went right into one of his crazy smoke grenade field inventions, and they just fell over. And
Just got rocked.
oh my goodness, Ivy just got rocked too. She got knocked out so hard she got flown across the room there. Oh,
Odyssey
Tess
is on.
did not get out of that grenade field fast enough.
Odyssey's on EUPC. People are asking.
Get him, guys. Show that egghead who's boss.
Who is the other controller? We've got Tesseract and
Thunder.
Funda, F-U-N-D-A,
Funda.
over there,
Yeah.
straight ahead, shooting the purple.
And you'll get pulled in.
Ooh!
Couldn't see any visual indicator for that. Ooh. He's down.
Come on,
Controls
Tess.
need to get him.
Nice.
Oh, green field.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, hit again.
Oh,
Oh,
three of you down.
Yep, reviving is huge.
Yep. Oh! Fusion.
Oh,
Oh!
it's getting
This
painful.
is a downward
I think
spiral.
That's a retry.
Yeah. Now, do you guys ever get to the point where you just call it, like, wipe it? Let's not waste any more time here. Or do you find that the reviving mechanic lets you just really kind of continually attempt until there's no hope left, kind of thing?
We never say never until it's the last person standing, and then we're like, okay, let's
Okay.
just
That's
call it,
honorable.
Yes,
try
I
again.
like it. All right, I'm guessing you're gonna call it now, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Do a quick repair. They're
Okay.
just discussing the tactics back and forth because this is the first time we've seen this particular enemy. So it's an
Right, so
information gathering
That's
phase. Really.
case in point, right there. Thank you.
They've been practicing.
Yep.
They've been running this all day yesterday, for a couple times, but they never faced this guy, so they're gonna have to learn it live. That's no pressure. That actually sounds really hard.
I'm scared to go forward and kind of check him out in case
You know,
I
I
accidentally
think,
aggro him for somehow.
Yeah,
With the camera?
I would be afraid too. Also,
just
well, I guess you can
tempted.
do it. We can always pop out. Oh, they're
was, like,
back.
perfect.
Wow, they just rushed in there and saved your butt.
No.
I think he was turning on you. I think he was about to just rock you.
Oh, now you're just causing trouble.
I know. Odysee saves the day. That's pretty epic.
So he seems to put some kind of green aura around a player, which will... I don't know, I could notice it there. Does it explode and then damage the people around them?
I'm telling you.
That's an interesting theory.
I'll have to make some notes of that.
Okay.
You guys are using the... Which weapons are you guys using?
Primarily the bow and hand blasters. Like
And
I said
it's-
earlier, it's for a raid going in the first time. It's a bit boring because as a player you have to get up to understand what's involved and where you're going and what you're fighting. And once you refine the tactics and your builds to go around that, then you can start switching for your preferred weapon, which is dual wield or.
I see.
one-handed,
I see.
etc.
So you use certain weapons to learn the fight and then switch over.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's probably a really good idea, actually. People.
Oh, cold fusion was so close.
And you're using some DLC 7 weapons, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you like the gear for DLC 7 so far? Whoa, something big just happened. I'll ask you about gear later when everyone's alive and on their
We'll
feet.
stop distracting you.
I know. Oh, interrupt. Oh,
Oh.
get it. Oh!
That was death. That was everybody.
Some big 3K hits there.
All right, now I'll try and. Oh, I can't do that when I'm in this. Here we go.
Oh, you're gonna turn up the voice
A little
so we
bit,
can hear him
just
talk.
a little bit. Need a little bit of Luther flair here. So you can also see, for those watching my camera right now, you can see this kind of paradox effect that we've put on these guys to show that they're the versions that aren't in phase with this reality.
Right.
And check out this Luther bot.
Squiggly.
How cool is that?
It's unstable.
That's his little invention from whatever reality he comes to.
That's dangerous.
I know. He doesn't really make,
Odysee
you know,
wins.
family safe
He doesn't?
toys. You don't have these things lying around the house.
In this reality.
Right, no, not in this
All
reality.
in the name of science.
We're ready when you guys are.
Yeah, they're just hashing tactics, looking at the combat log and seeing what the hits were and things like that.
And then charging.
Now. Oh,
Wow, that was an early one.
controllers
Oh,
are really
into-
good. Both fusions down through
brutal.
the hard shield. Wow.
I bet you guys are kind of wishing you'd killed someone else in that first room now.
I think we'd be pretty much in the same situation with our struggles.
That's fair.
Knowledge is the
Hey, so, you know, we didn't mention this earlier, but I do kind of want to mention it now. In one of the webcasts, I talked about, you know, an Easter egg that we had for you guys in DLC 7. And I think you guys have been trying to find out what it is on the test server. And one of your members did a video of the feats and found a feat named Epic Odysee, which I'll describe what it is. But I just wanted to confirm and let you guys know that yes, in fact, that feat is named in honor of your league. And we really appreciate all the passion and time that you've put in to the game and being a really upstanding members of our community. And we just wanted to honor you in that way.
For sure.
And just kind of speak to how much we appreciate everything you've done. So yes, the Epic Odysee feat is actually Odysee's feat. So I hope and pray
Respect
you
people.
guys are the first ones that get it.
Oh, now it's a race.
I know.
Now it's
Extremely
on.
honored to be able
Whoa!
to boast about that.
knowledge is the outcome.
And what the feat is, by the way, is it's in the Paradox Wave. And this isn't going to make sense to a lot of people right now.
The Paradox Wave is the other raid.
It's the other
right?
raid. And essentially, that raid structure, you get to kind of choose, again, what paths you're going down, how you're going to manipulate the fight. It's a risk-reward kind of choice. And your feat is basically, do it the impossible way, right?
The hardest way
do it
possible.
the hardest way possible.
Picking up some
He's
momentum
constant.
now.
Oh, this is the big one. So you notice that pull in there?
What's he at? He's at about...
He's getting...
He's at half?
No, I don't think he's half.
Just over half of it.
Ooh!
Yeah. Oh, that hurt.
That grenade field that he puts, that gas grenade, is brutal.
You do not want to get hit by that.
Hopefully Tesseract does not get interrupted. Oh! Man down. Man down.
Ivy Bird's down.
Yep.
Oh, no, Ivy Bird's getting...
They are one person down.
Oh, they didn't get him up.
Nope. Somebody had
Trouble.
to release. Oh. Which obviously, once one person's out of the fight,
Yep.
then it's harder to get
Especially when
everybody else up.
they're the tanks.
Come on, Funda.
This raid itself, I mean, it's so involved. Your focus is there. You can't for a second take your eye off the ball. Otherwise, you're gone. Just for an example, is looking at the combat log. It's saying Luther's ranged attack damaged you for 3.1k.
3,100. That's a lot.
Oh, get out of there, Fusion. Oh, there you go. He's got that shield.
The Odyssey feat is part of DLC 7. It's in the other DLC 7 raid.
Called the Paradox Wave,
Yeah.
where you fight the Paradox Reapers. What a lot of people may or may not still know is that we've been planning this conclusion for a very, very long time. And in fact, we've actually been telling a story in reverse, in two directions in time. And DLC 2 Lightning Strikes and the Paradox Reapers are actually the effect of what's happening in DLC 7 in the Next of the Reality, which is the cause. So actually that story unfolded in reverse. And you might actually have noticed that the Paradox Reapers have been evolving recently and kind of
In the open world,
in
right?
the open world
Yeah.
and changing their models and stuff.
That's because we're messing with time.
Yes.
It's dangerous.
And space,
And space.
kind of.
Not
Travel
as
through
much.
space.
Kind of.
Yeah. How'd you like going to Krypton?
Have you been to Krypton?
Oh, they've been to Krypton, I think. Wait, have you been to Krypton?
I think some of them have gone in. I haven't
Okay.
personally been
Alright.
in there. It was one of the things I wanted to do. But for me, other than this raid, I'm really not looking to touch any of it. I want to be
You want to be there
You wanna-
surprised
I
on
see.
launch
on-
day?
Yeah,
I think a lot of
exactly,
people are
on
like
live.
that.
When we all go
Yeah.
in together with our characters, it's
Oh.
the first time, and you get that feeling of awe.
Somebody
Just-
heal Fusion. Okay, good. Phew.
I think we've lost the player there again.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he's halfway down. Oh, you guys did better that time.
Yeah, so this is much better than the first time. Vast improvement, right?
This shall weaken.
As they learn the tactics, as they get better.
Oh, who's the last one?
So yeah, he
That
was,
was
he was
Dreadwolf.
down. He was under half. Luther was
Oh,
under
sure.
half there.
Yes. Or half-ish. All right. Tactics changes. What are we looking at?
I think we're getting on the ball. It's fine.
Alright.
We had a couple of lag spikes there. Just about to repair gear and give it another shot.
We have been battling some PC test related lag issues, which has impacted Odyssey's testing.
Yeah.
But that's why we're on test, and it's actually mostly because we're on test. But we are sorting those out, of course.
can maybe Dead Meat will one day comment on that, or maybe he already has. I don't know.
Comment
About
on
test server
on the test
differences
server.
between test server.
We've said it before. I mean, the test server is not a mega server. Let's
Right.
just put it that way.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah, when you do these things, you anticipate there'll be some lag. It's not designed to be a live server. You just have to work through it.
and we appreciate your patience with that.
You all still look confident. You look fresh, perky, ready to go. Don't see anyone doing the sleep animation.
Nobody's bloody.
Swigging a couple of colas, waiting for What we usually do before a boss fight of this magnitude, if you've got trinkets and stuff on cooldown, it might be worth just giving yourselves a moment of time for them to come off of cooldown.
Yep.
Or at least get close, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so you go in as strong as you can.
For anyone just joining us, this is Friday Night Legends. We are live in DCO's PC test server with Odysee, one of our top leagues from the EU PC server, and we are in Origin Crisis, our not yet released DLC pack.
Coming
in May. Coming May. The month of May. Anytime from the first day to the last day of May is our target. Is that good enough? Chat got angry with me for saying that.
Why?
Yeah, so we're looking at one of the raids, the Nexus of Reality raid from Origin Crisis live, to see if Odysee can beat it. We're past the first room, we're into kind of the second major boss fight, and Professor Luther so far has had his way with them, but we believe. We believe, right? Do you believe, Jens?
I don't know.
We're having a few moments to doubt ourselves.
I believe that one day they'll beat it.
One day they will beat it,
Yes.
once they've perhaps geared up maybe a little more to
I
make
don't
it
know.
slightly easier.
Yeah.
Once they've learned the different bosses.
I love that
Better.
effect, by the way, the grenade. I'm sure you guys hate it by now, but I love it.
It's just dread for them, but
Yes.
glory for us.
Mike Ferrone is our designer who primarily worked on the Nexus of Reality raid, and after watching your videos that you posted of just your first forays here, I went over to his desk and I said, Mike, you win. You beat Odysee. You single-handedly took down the league. Good job.
The Blinder has a question. He's wondering if the story in Origin Crisis is all in the raids?
Get him! Oh.
Or is it in the rest of the DLC pack as well?
No, you know, the story is actually throughout the entire DLC pack. So Origin Crisis is primarily going to focus around the activities of future Lex Luthor and the Council of the Paradox copies of himself he's gathered, or future Batman and the Paradox Council that he's gathered. And those guys are pretty much your touchstones and your guides and filling you in on the narrative of what's going on in the iconic Anomaly solo missions inside the for the 2 operations for the heroes and the 2 operations for the villains and the raids. So not only are they, you know, popping up on the comm and giving you some idea of what's going on in the story, they're also showing up as your adversaries in the Nexus of Reality, but they're your allies in the Paradox Wave. So you fight against the opposite council in the Nexus, and you fight with your council in the Paradox Wave.
Right.
Which is really cool. And then obviously the iconic anomalies, you know, will allow you to kind of run some simulations on the idea. There's what, you know, they want to know what would happen if they, you know, monkeyed with this character's origin and what paradox it would create, because they've realized they almost like unraveled the fabric of the universe when they tried this the first time. So in DLC 2, when somebody sends people back to erase the Flash's origin or change the Flash's origin, you know, Abracadabra's like, they promised me everything.
Right.
Well, these are the day, you know, this is them. And so as they've been monkeying with time in DLC 2, you saw what happened. Like Paradox just started, you know, erupting throughout the DC universe, and now this is the reason why.
There are consequences to messing with time.
Exactly. So even they are now being careful about what they do, you know, to oppose each other, and they run simulations to make sure that the damage won't be catastrophic. Okay. Enough nerdy filler here. They're fighting again. Although I love the nerdy filler.
Ask Cold Fusion, our ice tank, you know, what kind of hits he's seeing. On average, it's about 1 to 3k, but when he's buffed, it's between a 4 to 6k hit, and that's on a tank who's, you know, you imagine the health and defense proportionate in some tier 5 gear, and that's some pretty big hits.
Ouch!
What happened back there? Brutal. What took out everybody on that side?
Couldn't see. I think it was that move there where he raises his hand and pulls everybody in.
Yeah, pulls him in, and then the missile barrage.
Yeah. That's what we saw.
Ooh, so, see, that's not a good way to go right there. Right on top of the grenade.
Yeah.
Like, literally
sitting in your face.
Yeah, it's just spraying you in your face. No time to roll out of the
in the name
green
of science.
AoE, says Tesseract.
So obviously we intend these raids to be very challenging, and for you to have to gear up to be able to compete in them. They may be too hard. We are on PC tests. We are looking for feedback.
Still taking feedback.
We are looking for Odyssee's feedback. Obviously, there is a level that's too hard. There's certainly a level that's too easy, and we're hit that middle spot.
Are you guys fleeing? Where are you going?
We've just got.
Oh, you got a back spawn. Okay.
2 now.
I was like, they've had
So
enough.
a bit of a rehash tactic.
They're
So
going
we
back
were
to the
trying
wild.
They need to beat up on the sentries
Yeah.
just to beat up on something.
Trying to control that drone that comes up because it looks as if that is responsible for buffing him and his damage. That doesn't seem to be working with the 2 tanks, so I'm going to get Dark Red back to revert to a damage roll.
Okay.
Switching, so you're going with 1 tank now for this fight.
Yeah.
Got to change your tactics up. Got to try different things. To the people in the chat yelling at me for saying we were nerfing the raid, we're not. We're just letting you know we are looking at feedback. We like it being hard. We intend for this DLC pack and its raids especially to be challenging for Odyssey and everyone.
But it has to be beatable.
Right.
I mean,
beatable.
you got to be able to beat it. So.
At some point in some level of gear.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I mean, and the good news is, so they got past the first fight. We saw that happen, right? When they had a few pieces of the drop gear, and of course that earned them a drop, right? So they had a nice raid drop at that point. So, if we continue to get to that first room, or kind of get a certain amount of progress in the raid, at least we're getting some drops and some rewards that are making that part easier to get over, or whatever wall we ran into next time, we can kind of overcome it.
Right. So even this time in the first room, they got 2 pieces of gear that would have helped them get further, or if they were still gearing people up, would have helped them get further the next time, even though they only got to that one room. Which is also the point, not just the other content, not just the ops as for gearing up, but also, beating the raids a little bit will help you beat the raids a little bit more until eventually you're able to beat them completely.
Oh!
That hand move is brutal. He pulls everyone in, and then
Yes, and then it's just
an aura emanating from that.
deadly. I see every time everybody starts to kind of get pulled in, I start to cringe a little.
Well, so it's coming up on 7 o'clock our time.
All in the name of science.
What do you want to do?
I want to watch them try and get past this guy. That's what I want to do.
Okay.
We're going to keep trying. Just again, after each fight, we're reviewing the combat log, and Cold Fusion, the tank, is saying that he's seeing hits up to 12k as well now.
That doesn't sound good.
This is mean.
Yeah.
All
So
tell him I'm sorry for that.
would you say trying this out? Would you say you guys are learning new things still and have new ideas and making progress, or are you kind of hitting that wall where it's like we just need 4 more pieces of T5 or whatever?
50-50. You get to a point where suddenly the damage just spikes, and as a damage player, my health is not proportionate to a tank. So when I get hit a couple of times at between 3 to 4k, I get taken down.
Get out of the grenade.
There's not much I can learn when he gets to about a quarter health. So at that point, you'd walk away, try and get some more pieces, boost up your health and toughness. Sorry, your health. So you've got that more survivability, and you can take those hits to go further into the fight itself and look at the mechanics in more depth.
You guys got it this time. I can tell. It's a good start. No one died in the first few seconds. It's a good sign. Oh.
Wow. Nobody went down.
You can break out as he pulls you in.
Oh, Anner, get out of there! Oh, almost.
That drone is just...
Alright.
flying around the
Yeah,
back.
so we're going with the single tank. As the drone comes up, we switch our focus, take him down as quick as we can, rather than worry about trying to pull him away.
Man, Cold Fusion's health bar is just ping-ponging.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna help. I'm gonna.
You gonna help?
I'm gonna. If I see someone go down, I might just call it out. You know,
Oh, okay.
So they're Johnny on
I
the
think we can
spot
allow
with
that.
it.
Someone's down.
That's Tesseract in the top right. Move to get him. Unstable Nexus drone
Oh,
spawned
Fusion's
again.
down.
Fusion. Tank's down.
Come on,
Dreadwolf
Dread.
is being
Oh
like
no!
Oh, Dreadwolf is down, and everybody's down.
Wow, panning back made that look worse. Panned back, and there was a lot of revives.
Yep. So if you're doing the single tank thing and the tank goes down, that's
Not good.
That's bad
no
news,
off
Bears.
tank at that point.
All in the name of science.
Kind of want to have him put on one more piece.
yeah. I was
you
thinking
know?
maybe 2 more pieces.
2 more pieces. It's a lot of pieces for the whole group, though.
They've got
Should we
them.
whack on another piece then?
Yeah, put on another piece if you guys want. Let's go ahead and
Go up
do
to
that.
6. Go up to 6
Now,
pieces.
I want to reiterate this because while you guys are doing that, I want to reiterate. So the idea here is that the raids are certainly, you can enter them when you get the DLC. They have
CR84, right?
CR84. You can just jump right in. Of course, it's gonna really require a lot of skill just to kind of scratch the surface of the raid. Okay, if at all at that point, it's going to be really tough. You can certainly then go off
All
to
in the
do
name
the
of
iconic
science.
anomalies and the operations, which are 4-man. There's 2 on each side, heroes, villains.
Right, the ops are 4-man, the iconic anomalies are solo.
Or solo,
Right.
exactly. And once you start getting some of the pieces, you'll be able to get a little further into the raids, obviously. And we expect people to kind of tackle these in sections as they become a little more powerful.
Right.
And the final fight is really, really hard and is going to, require a lot of coordination. This is just one guy
Right.
right here.
And so all those things you mentioned award marks of reality, correct?
Yes, they do. So you can
So
be
you're
gearing
working
up at
on
that
your
point.
purchasing your tier 5, but you're also getting drops.
Yes, the drops
from
in the
all that
raids
content.
are definitely better than the tier 5 gear. They're slightly better, so
Right.
you're going to have an advantage there.
So beyond just getting marks, you're also able to get drops, which will
Correct.
help you out, and get more drops and better drops.
Well, but the drops in like the iconic anomalies aren't better than
Robots assist.
Not better than
you know,
tier 5,
they're-
but probably
they're-
better than what you have
Right.
to start off with.
right. Okay, I'm rooting for you guys big time on this one.
Is there a speed feat for this?
I think so.
Surely there must be.
I think so.
Is it like 8 hours? Or?
No, Ted. It's not. Maybe it should be.
Maybe it should be.
Yeah.
There,
You can
yeah,
see the LFG channel.
the server channel.
Nexus looking for members. 180
Oh.
CR plus
Yeah,
speed run.
yeah. Must have God mode.
Must have God mode and death trinket.
Yeah. looking for mouse.
Oh,
Please come
boy.
help
Yeah,
us.
looking for GM.
Just to clarify about the drops, the drops you get in the early missions are better than T4.
Oh, cold.
The drops you get in the raids are better than T5.
Get out of
So we do mean that. That was not a misspeak. As you go, there's actually better.
Yeah, because everybody's getting marks, right, when you're beating these bosses, and so everybody is working toward gear pieces. The drops only are going to go to one person,
Right.
in the group.
That one
so
lucky person.
that one lucky person is going to get that little boost.
Slash ninja looter. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I'm sure everyone finds that funny,
I'm sure everybody does.
especially the DPSers.
Yep.
Haha. You guys got two guys down
I'm waiting
in
for
the back
chat.
there.
We're on like a 3-second delay, so I'm just waiting for it to blow up right now. Actually, it's on slow, so it won't blow up too bad.
Oh, fusion down, tank down.
Trying
Come
to
on,
make
Tess.
moves now.
There it comes.
You know what?
Shields.
Is Tesseract the one playing Quantum?
Yes.
Because I just think he used the blink ability to cover all that ground to get beside Cold Fusion to revive him.
Wow.
That was awesome. Tell him I thought that was awesome.
Way to bend time and space.
Yeah, he totally just bent time and space to revive somebody, and you guys did a full recovery as a result. Sweet move on his part. Exactly how we imagine that kind of thing working. Brilliance.
She had some great fun yesterday, just standing around the watchtower, blinking, blinking, blinking. So you try and get used to how far you can go.
Oh, get out of there! Oh, little extra dot. Ivy, Ivy, turn around, Ivy. Revive, Ivy, revive. There you go.
Mr. Anderson.
Yes.
The chat channel is informing me that you licked my mouse before the show.
Yes, I did. You told me not to touch anything. I touched everything.
That's disgusting. That is really gross. Welcome to DCO.
Yeah. Exactly.
To SOE Austin. Bring your own mouse.
Bring your own mouse. You guys ratted me out. Actually, I told him to tell you halfway through after you've been using the mouse the whole time.
I see.
Yeah. You guys got a man down. Dread's down.
Dark Red Bat's there.
Oh, Fusion pulling out the Central City Speed Force trinket. Holding on for dear life. Did you guys lose somebody? You did.
We've lost myself and Thunder, the controller.
Oh, we're down to 6.
It's those green auras he throws on the floor.
Yes.
I don't know whether it's our side or
They're pretty brutal.
or the speed of them themselves. You move out of it, but the hit for 3K just still goes over.
All right. Well, we got a little bit of a taste here of how. Oof. Yeah, that thing is nutso fast when it first drops. So just take a look at that.
Good feedback. So yeah, we've seen the first room. We've seen the pathway through to the second room, the second boss fight, and we've seen Odysee try their very, very hardest to get through it.
Yes, and you know, I think it was great. Definitely, you know, there's no doubt here that this is difficult, right?
It is, and it's intended to be.
Yeah, very tough. Do you guys you want to try it one more time, or?
Yeah, we'll give it another go. Just
Okay.
have a look over again at the combat log.
All right.
Just about to jive.
It's really all about position and timing, you know. Like you just gotta. You're right. You can't be asleep at the wheel.
Yep.
For these things, for sure.
All in the name of science.
The chat channel is asking us to kill everything because they want to see the rest of the raid, but we're not going to do that.
I bet they do. I bet they'd like to see all of it.
If you want to see the end of the raid, guess what?
Get to it.
You're going to have to do it yourself.
Or wait for Odysee to get to it.
Or wait for Odyssee's YouTube video. But
yeah.
You should do it yourself.
I actually don't really want to do too many spoilers for the end.
Right. It's even like Anher was saying, you know, it's more fun to see it yourself live on your character once you've had a taste.
So what would happen though after this fight is they would go down and grab what they're looking for here is you can see retrieve force control components from the control room and then retrieve them from the security room. So really they're going to be taking 3 of the components that are just down the hall from here once they beat Professor Luther, and they will use those to open the door to the next area. They'll fight the next Luther, which I believe was Space Commander, because you guys took down Future. And then they would grab the other 3 components, and then from there, they get to go into, after fighting a couple other sub-bosses, which are native to the Nexus here with the council members. And then they get to the final Luther, who has stolen the object, the artifact, the origin artifact, and you will take him on in 2 of the Paradox copies. So it will be tough. I get so nervous when you guys get pulled in like that.
Oh yeah.
So nervous.
It's obviously not a short raid, and it's obviously difficult throughout.
Oh! You know what's the unfortunate part is when somebody gets knocked out on the initial pull, because then they're right next to Luther.
Yeah. To
get revived.
Run into that.
Oh,
and get him
oh
up.
gosh, heal him, please.
Knowledge is the out.
I just love the quantum effects. They're so cool. I'm still blown away when he just used that blink to cover the ground to do the revive. He got on the other side of Luther and of Fusion and just popped him right up.
That's pretty quick learning and adapting.
Yeah, you're right. That other green aura is doing a lot of damage too. It almost seems like it's an instant kill when it's not a tank. Okay, they've got him down 75%. Oh, here's a test of strength. Nice, guys.
They held together.
Did you see all the simultaneous rollouts?
Oh.
Ooh. Do the blink. He did it again. Did you see it? Badass. Oh, but
everyone else started
going
afterwards.
down. So unfortunate. They were close.
Yeah.
So you lose that
Very
tank.
much like the domino effect there.
I think you got to have those tanks. Because if your tank goes down, it's just everybody's too squishy. But you know, I'm not gonna tell you your tactics. You guys will tell me how to do this in a few months.
Yeah.
All in the name of science.
Yeah, they're discussing at the moment getting Dark Red back to go back to tank. It's trying to find that balance, sustain the DPS versus if Cold Fusion does go down, we have the tank there as a backup.
Give Tesseract a high five for me. That's some sick use of blinking.
Will do.
Awesome. Teleportation. Proper use of quantum powers. You saw it right here, people. That was a textbook maneuver. I expect everybody to know it.
Yeah,
about a week
start
after
studying.
DLC 7 launches. I don't want to see anybody left on the floor for more than 5 seconds if there's a quantum controller in your group, because they should be right there.
The expert revivers.
Yes.
All in the name of science.
Kind of makes sense, actually. Wonder if we intended that.
Hold on a second.
Dead
Hold
Meat
on.
is-
Dead Meat
is making
just
fun of
walked
us.
by. So, are you? What do you think?
I think that's what
Yeah. Should we nuke this guy? You want us to nuke this guy and let him move on? What do you think? All right.
Let's
Hey,
see.
guess what? He's gonna let us nuke this guy if you guys don't mind. If you want to go to the next area.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Our
All right.
pleasure.
Okay. All right.
Just for the purposes of television, and because we've had mercy on your souls, we're going to take this guy out. Why don't you
All right. Go ahead and engage
him, and then we will you hard target on him.
All in the name
will,
of science.
Well,
Just
no,
to
I
engage, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't I just
Oh, we have the.
yeah.
That's
Go
right.
ahead and engage him.
Yeah, we'll do that. That'll actually. We should actually unhide you and show the awesomeness that is maps.
Whoa. I don't like.
I don't think you have aggro. I think you're fine. It's gonna take a lot though.
Yeah, that's all right.
This is us with a
This is what
Gene
I
trinket.
slaughtered about 30 players with out in the open world.
Right,
on a
one
Friday
shot
Night
30
Legend.
players.
Yeah.
Lex is like, hey, that tickles.
And all of you out there that enjoyed it, you are just absolutely the best people.
Awesome.
No, yeah.
I thought he was gonna say something else. So.
Yeah, I bet you did. Okay, I gotta tell you, I prefer when you have one object in your utility belt, just having that object in the trinket slot, not in the utility belt.
This character is not decked out for actual.
Right, I'm just
actual
saying.
playing.
That's like, you know, 2-button press there for no reason.
You can change it probably.
No, I
pressing
wanna,
two
I
other
can't. I
buttons.
don't have time. I
So
gotta
you-
keep these guys alive.
You'd rather
I'm
complain
busy.
about pressing 2 buttons for the next half hour than.
It's not gonna take me a half an hour. These massive hits. Dude, did you notice that he was taking like 4, 7, 8K before? Now he's taking 3. That's like a gnarly buff.
Yep, that is. So he buffs himself. Well, do we want to get into?
No.
Okay. He buffs.
We're
himself.
giving him a gimme by getting past this.
Yeah,
you
that's
can see
enough.
the next part of the
Uh-oh,
raid.
they're gonna die anyway.
Why?
I know.
It's that
not-
bull. Ooh. Very powerful,
Still
very
up.
wide range.
Alright, maybe we should just kill it. Maybe you're right. Have you lost anyone yet? Hold on. You haven't lost anyone, have you?
I think one of our players is out.
trying. We're trying to kill Professor Luther, and it's hard.
I just wanted to get him down to this point so they could actually then try
so they'd
it for
have a
real.
chance. Well, we should have. Well, he would have killed us, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh gosh, that's. I don't even want to stand there, even though I'm invulnerable. Just out of good habits.
Ouch.
Uh-oh. All right.
Kill him?
Let's kill him. Do it. Oh, I can't hard target. Do it.
Oh.
Ah! I'm pressing buttons.
Knowledge is the ultimate power.
Here, hit tab. There we go.
It's not working.
Oh,
Bloody hell.
that's what we get for trying to cheat.
I know. We're not good cheaters. We didn't practice cheating.
Hey, take the... You toggled hate off, right? Yeah. So I can keep him aggro and just kill him. It's fine. Just let me do that.
Taking him out. Taking him out.
Look at that. Spittle, solo, against the professor.
Actually, that's Dev Maps 2.
You know what? Who's behind the controls, people? It's me. This is all me.
Who's doing it?
You know what? One day you guys will post this Nexus of Reality now soloable, but I'm just gonna claim first.
Wow. That's kind of wrong.
All right.
Hey, you got
Ooh,
all the
I got
loot.
loot.
Oh,
You got a
show
mark of
people
reality.
now.
I hope they got credit for that.
I know. Got a mark. I might have gotten all of it. I don't know. Let's see.
Let's see
Show
what we
off
got.
some loot. Did I?
Don't. Oh, we got a lockbox.
Yeah.
so he's down in the objectives will change. We've got to destroy these things dotted around.
Yes. Okay, let's
All right,
go back
so-
to
Carry
normal
the
mode.
power sources.
All right, now I'll follow you guys around.
So
All right,
right, so now you guys are looking for the power sources.
Which they found, and then they did what we do a lot is throw it down the hall the
Right.
distance and then fight the mobs.
Right.
There's large mechanical spiders coming down the hall. Just never
They look very
never
cool.
giving you a good feeling.
I don't know why anyone would make large mechanical spiders. Do we need
Did you not
spiders?
see Wild Wild West
I
with Will Smith? And that would answer all your questions.
I have nothing appropriate to say.
Did you ever see Kevin Smith's story about that?
No.
Oh, somebody to go out there and go Google that later. Funny.
I think that's maybe one of the only movies I wanted to walk out of. It's pretty terrible.
That is so probably not true.
No, it is true.
One of the only ones ever.
I'm the type of person who would watch terrible movies just to finish them. I was like, you know what?
I was listening
For this.
to a movie critic today who said, if this was free on an airplane and on my screen, I would rather watch the airplane map than this movie that she was reviewing. That's just so mean.
That is mean.
It's so mean.
That is cruel. That's not necessary.
Don't be mean like that, people. It's not nice.
But okay, so
Back to you guys.
yeah. I know I missed a ton of questions earlier from the chat, so if I missed your question and didn't give it to Odyssey, go ahead, ask it again. I will try to get it this time.
Stop telling him all the things that I did to the equipment here when he was gone.
There's more.
Yeah.
Wow, awesome. Tesseract is a girl, they say. Is that
Yes.
true? Hey, that's
Well,
true.
a woman.
A woman. Sorry. Can we see the scoreboard? Can we see the scoreboard? Not to the end, right?
What?
Do we have a way to pull up the scoreboard?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think we do because we're not. I mean, I'll try. Yes. Actually, we can.
Oh, we can't leave that. Okay. So, that's a lot of damage out.
Yes.
So we've got the device with loop back round to the starting area.
Yep.
Yep. You've looped around.
And you transported them to the thing here.
Yeah.
All right, now, so you've got one half of the stuff you need to open this door. You can see there's another one here that they need to get those components for, which are down this way.
Alert. Alert.
Who does your videos for Odyssey? Is that a group effort, or do you have like one person?
It's a group effort. Cold Fusion, he has probably the best connection out of all of us, so he usually falls on his shoulders to do the video composing and uploading. But it depends on the project itself. So our recent Nostalgia Raid Guides, that's been a joint effort. We take it in turns to edit and upload those.
Do you happen to know what video editing software he uses? The chat is asking. So.
We use just the standard Movie Maker.
Alright.
Windows Movie Maker. It's free, it's quite a powerful tool. Does everything you need it
Just
to.
like DCUO.
Does everything you need it to.
It's free and it's a powerful tool. For good. Or for evil, if you're a villain.
Mostly for evil, though. Really, I think.
Intruder detected.
When is the next time Friday Night Legends will be on PS3? That would be next week.
Oh yeah?
Next week we're back on PS3.
Oh, cool.
We try to keep it moving around, but it's also based on who signs up when. So we won't keep it even 50-50. It's just not going to be possible. But
And by the way, you know, we definitely get a lot of requests for being on Friday Night Legends.
we do. We have at least 30 people in the list.
30 leagues?
30 leagues in the
Now,
list.
but, you know, if you feel like there's a league out there that you admire or you think has a really interesting story or, you know, that you'd like to see on Friday Night Legends, don't be afraid to contact MEPS and suggest some things. We're looking for all kinds of leagues and on all the different servers, PvP, PvE. You know, if you've got a role-playing league out there and you want to sort of talk about some stuff and show us what your activities are and why you enjoy the game, we'd love to hear about it.
Or if you want to run an event, or if you have like a really cool idea for a different kind of episode than what we've done, send us your ideas. We are open to them. And if your idea is totally awesome or time sensitive, we might even bump you up the list a bit. Although we're going to try to be as fair as possible as well. So no promises. But yeah, send in your suggestions, and you can do that right now on the official forums. Send me, MEPS, a private message, a conversation with the title of your league.
Look, what's over here? What is this? Something
and we'll get you
is
on.
over there.
The boss.
What?
Again, as you come into that room, you can see some of the
did you
mechanics
toggle
involved. He
hate up?
spawns a Guys of the Nexus. 2 of them. He targeted each other and stunned.
I'm not sure if it... I think it's off. Yeah, or it's on now. Alright, I'm sorry, what were you saying?
It was just about the
mechanic here of these NPCs?
yeah, they kind of show you what they're intended to do there. One of them targeted the other and stunned him, degraded his health.
Oh,
So
he's summoning him
presumably,
again?
When it explodes, it does AoE damage, or that beam attacks a player.
He dismisses them.
Well done, he says.
Oh, I thought it was like a get out of here.
No, he saluted.
Oh, that's kind of less cool.
For those about to die, we salute you. This is gladiatorial combat at its best. Very appropriate for Spaceman. Okay, here goes Cold Fusion. They are ready.
They're on it. So this is Space Commander Luther.
Ooh, what's this
He's
over here? Shiny
probably-
people! I just showed you where it is.
Probably just as tough as Professor Luther.
I love Space Commander's effects, and I'm sorry, but this like crazy 50s ray gun is awesome.
You mean visually, his visual?
Yes, the visual effects. And that's never a good thing. Right there.
Oh, henchman.
Who popped the henchman? Fusion?
Can't tell from him. I think it might have been Fusion
Yeah.
himself. He's got it on his utility. Oh, stunned.
Uh-oh. Somebody's down.
Down.
Ivy's got
It's
him.
me.
Oh wait, no, Tesseract. Do you guys have somebody, and how do you really deal with revives? Do you basically say, if you're the closest, do it, doesn't matter what your role is? Or do you guys have like a couple of people that are sort of your revivers, you know, they look for that?
It's usually the controller who has the shields on their bar, so as somebody goes down, they'll pop that, dive in there and get them up.
Gotcha.
But it depends on the arena itself. So here, there's not a great deal of space to be moving around in, whereas for example, Prime Battleground, it's a wider circular arena, so if whoever's closest will get that person.
Supply drop.
Yeah, right around Cold Fusion there. You guys are doing better on this one.
So far?
So far, so good. Did I jinx?
You just...
I'm knocking on wood here.
It's way
Everyone
too
sees
late.
me do it. Oh, guys of the Nexus. Yeah, you got to get on top of these dudes when they come out.
Yeah, it looks like they emit a beam, which will stun a player. Space Commanders.
That's by the way, that locks you down completely. You need to destroy that guy or get him to stop in order to get that stun off you. So that's kind of a team thing.
Jens, do you agree that the Odysee guy on Mike and her sounds like Jor-El from the Man of Steel trailer?
So does he sound like Russell Crowe?
Does he sound like
Is
Russell
that what
Crowe?
you're asking me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anher, I'm going to need you to give me a little bit from Master and Commander. Perhaps. Hey, can you please say, are you entertained? Are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty
actually
close.
pretty
That's
good.
pretty good.
I
I
actually
think
do
so.
think he sounds like Jor-El.
That's a great question. I looked over and saw that one. That's...
You guys got somebody down here. Oh,
Yep.
two.
Tesseract and Ivy Burst. That's a controller and a healer.
Come on,
First thing
guys.
you want to do is get them up ASAP.
Keep it
I think they're
good
both done.
together.
Yep.
They're up.
What's he at? He's almost at 50%-ish. Looks like it. Supply drop.
Oh, fun to drop that supply drop a little too far away from the fight.
Another
That's
supply
alright,
drop.
another one. That was Ivy's. You guys like the home turf trinkets and stuff?
Oh, absolutely. Just not enough space on your bar to use them all.
That's what the utility
true.
belt's for. People yelling at me about home turf trinkets now. Probably in the chat.
Q in 3, 2.
Space Commander's about halfway.
Yep.
More utility belts. They want more utility belts.
Okay. You got it.
Do you mean more slots, or you just mean like more belts?
I like Twitch. Twitches says, I feel sorry for the villains that have to deal with steam-powered Batman.
Oh, he
doesn't mess around. No,
That's
he
actually
does
true.
not. And I
It's a
just
pain.
want to add, getting your butt kicked by a guy carrying a blunderbuss is just freaking humiliating.
It's a laser blunderbuss,
right? That's
though,
like
right?
it's something you see in like a throwback like Bugs and Elmer Fudd cartoon when he's carrying, instead of a shotgun, he's got a giant blunderbuss,
Yeah.
and he's some pilgrim, you know, trying to put Thanksgiving dinner on the table.
But
that's who carries a blunderbuss.
Sure, but there's actually strategy with steampunk, because you just stick your finger in his gun and then it blows
You
up in his
do not-
face.
It's like a funnel.
Right.
What kind of sausage finger do you have to clog that thing up?
Oh well, I guess we'll have to rethink that strategy.
Wow, almost went down there. Electricity healer, they're saving heals when you get to 35%. Very useful.
What are you laughing at?
Whew, we should have ended a while ago. I'm getting loopy.
Are you?
Yep.
I just want to let everyone know we're under these glaring lights. It is freaking hot in here.
It's extremely hot in here,
Yeah.
although
But we suffer for you.
the air is on this time and it's not really having an effect.
You guys, oh, two people
Oh,
down.
no.
Nobody is going for you guys. What's happening? They're just getting greedy. They want to burn them down.
He's at
Quarter? Yeah,
20%?
he's a little less actually.
They're starting to fall. Two guys down.
Oh, fun to get it. Oh no!
Oh, they got stunned. He got stunned trying to get him up.
Oh.
And it's too late.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I think
1,
they
2,
might
3,
get him.
4. We got 5 guys left, right?
This
I think
They
so.
just got Tesseract up.
Okay, good. Oh, somebody just went
Oh,
immediately
Suzuki's
back
up.
down.
It's down again.
Oh, they're just hiding off screen.
Oh, where? Man, people are getting... That's like a
He,
death spot.
yeah.
Do not stand there.
Oh, they were so close. Come on, pull it together.
Oh, he got him. Oh, they were all just lying in wait there.
Yep.
Clever. You guys tricked me. I thought you lost a few
Yeah,
members.
it's the timing. If you stand up too soon or too quick, when your healers aren't prepared, you'll
Oh,
Take that
look
hit,
at that.
take that
Look
I
at
know that feeling.
Duh.
Being as tall as I am, you know, if I stand up too quick, I seriously
fall right back over.
I'm like a giraffe. Only
Wow.
I don't have the special like vascular stuff going on in my neck, so I just pass out. I'm glad I amused you so much. Come on, get it together, buddy.
I'm okay.
Is there
I'll be
scotch in
okay.
there? What's going on?
I better stop drinking that.
Come on, guys. Don't make me whip out the trinket here.
You should get a giraffe exobite or something. Help yourself.
Come on, you guys got it.
Yeah, he's close.
Space Command, he's got 10% left.
Oh. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe maybe these people, if they persevere in the chat or on the Twitch here, maybe they'll get to the
Maybe
end.
they'll get to see the end. But will we show it? I think.
All
they're
right,
gonna
here's
cut
the
away.
deal I'm gonna make with you. We're gonna end it on your next wipe. Is that fair? Anher's not talking. He's concentrating now.
It's okay. He's
like,
busy.
I'm-
Yeah, if you want to end it there, we'll no doubt keep going for
I
ourselves.
know you guys
but,
will.
It's like what time is it there?
It is now 1:30 in the morning.
1:30 in the morning. This is dedication to be
That's-
on
yeah,
FNL,
that's the dedication.
and we really appreciate that. We really do.
your failure
It is Friday.
Well, sure, but
At least there's no work tomorrow. Is all I'm saying.
depending.
What do you mean depending?
Some people work on
All right,
Saturdays.
yeah, you're right. You're right.
It's still late to be doing a live. This is live. This is Friday Night Legends live. This is.
Oh, there is damage.
There's no.
Okay, I wanted to point that
cushion.
out. So Funda was getting attacked by the beam, and Mitchell was standing next to him,
Uh-huh.
and they were both going chunk, chunk, chunk down in their health.
Mhm.
That's a pro tip, people.
That sounds like.
We
you're
call it
revealing
cooties
stuff.
here inside the dev studio.
Do we? Do we
Yes,
actually?
we do.
You didn't just make that up right now?
No.
I still have the next.
Nice job, guys.
Down.
Get out
Giving
of
away
here.
tips
Space
there.
Man.
So I guess if you're standing next to the person being hit by the beam, it will also impact you.
Yeah, you might want to look at a
gonna
bunch
step
of
away.
different mechanics that involve proximity after impact. I'll just put it that way.
There you go. So yeah, we are going long tonight, but we are on until Odyssey wipes again. So that may be never if they complete the raid and then don't
I
play
know.
more content.
I
With
feel
it.
bad now.
to
It's like
stay
we're
on.
gonna end on a low point. Yeah, like
Well,
maybe we
we were always going to end on a low point, right?
Escape is futile.
This is a tough raid.
You will not evade us.
Just told them that we're going to keep going until the next wipe, and then that's the end, and everyone's just no wipes. We're not wiping.
Yeah. Now
now we're see the motivation.
if there wasn't pressure before,
I know.
now it's on.
You have 0 seconds to comply. Alert! Alert!
Now, for those of you that had joined us late, didn't hear this earlier, you know, we had Odyssey try this in full tier 4,
Right.
and we didn't make it out of the first room.
Right. Got
Gave them some gear, 4 pieces of
four
that tier 5
pieces
stuff,
of tier 5,
and they got
marks
past the
reality
first
gear.
room fine.
Yeah, they
Actually,
didn't have
really
problems.
fine.
Really, so
Not having trouble in these hallways,
Right.
but those sub-bosses were still giving them trouble, as it should. So
Right.
as you get more gear, you can see. Get past that first area, running into a little bit of a wall in that next area. Get a few more pieces of gear, you're getting by it,
Yeah.
right? Well, actually, I killed this second guy.
well, so the second guy, we may have to look at. We may have to retune him a little bit, maybe. Ouch.
Ooh, I didn't expect that.
They're not having any troubles in the hallways. Yeah,
I'm knocking on wood again.
Yep.
I don't want him to wipe. I want him to get to the end.
Especially not in the hallway.
There's a bomb behind you guys there.
Again, we're not live. We're on PC test. We are, doing this to find bugs, but also to get feedback. And that, which one was it? I forget. It was Professor Luther.
Yes.
Was apparently much harder than Space Commander Luther. So that's good to know.
Oh, we got some repair going on here.
In business.
The valuable repair bot.
Watch out for the explosives.
Oh, Tesseract didn't hear you. 3 bombs. I'm really impressed with her play so far, and it was the blink thing. I was so happy when I saw her do that.
That was cool.
Yep. She gave me. She set me straight on the forums.
Really?
Yeah, because her name is Tesseract, and so I instantly jumped to another IP.
Oh right, that other
Yeah,
those
that
other guys.
cube with all the energy.
I don't really follow it.
And then she said, it's actually a term that has nothing to do with that. It was a word before
it's
that.
It's a real word.
Yes, it's a real
it's an
word.
Actual word.
So I was humbled.
Which is hard to do. That was a nice job, Tesseract.
To humble me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've come back to the beginning.
Yes, and you are dropping off these components.
Components
1,
into
2,
control.
3.
Target artifact acquired. Containment field activated.
All right. So you guys
And
did
it
the
goes-
interact. Oh, I wasn't in the.
Oh, we missed it again.
No, we didn't.
Still neck deep in hostile territory.
Yes, we did.
This
We missed
should
it.
end.
So because we're in our
ambushed by these robots.
oh, there you go. Right. So we missed the cutscene because we were in our dev camera.
Force engaged.
But they look really cool, and maybe if we go through this again or at some point, or if Odysee puts up a video, you'll be able to see those. Or when you do the raid, you'll be able to see those cutscenes.
How do you guys like the? We're putting players obviously front and center here, right next to all these characters now in these cutscenes. You guys liking the improvements there?
Entry not permitted.
Oh, he's concentrating.
Very much so. The cutscenes, I think, for any player, is one of the best things in the game. It involves you more in the story.
Yeah.
You have 0 seconds to comply.
I like the ones in the iconic anomaly that get you in, and some of the ones in the Huntress iconic anomaly are amazing. You really get a sense of that character.
Huntress is probably one of my favorite characters, like hands down, period. So I was pretty excited when we decided to do the Huntress iconic anomaly. That made my day. Not that anybody asked me, but
Oh, poor you. Yeah, we never talk to you. We just
I'm
pull
just
you
saying.
out of the
I'm just saying.
out of the freaking closet. For
Those of you
these.
who hate Huntress or something, it's not my fault. Just gotta stay clear.
Everything you like is Ted. Everything you hate is me.
Now you're getting it. That's correct.
Should be in PR.
Unauthorized personnel.
Oh, no, I don't want to join your group, sir. Thank you.
You have 0 seconds to comply. Protect the nexus of reality.
Nice.
Talking of your cutscenes and things, I mean, how involved do you guys get in the voiceover process? You brought back James Masters for Lex Luthor. I think he's one of my favorite actors.
Oh yeah,
He's
he's
quite a few
awesome.
things. How involved are you with him when he's doing the recordings?
Oh, we're right there. We go out and so it depends. Like we'll have some people that go out to the studio. When we did the initial recordings, I was out there with him, and he's a terrific guy. Love spending time in the recording booth with him. He eats this role up. He
really
loves
does.
doing it.
Everybody's
so much.
really involved, but he really gets. He really loves Lex.
Gets into it, and I'm really thrilled about that because I hope we'll continue to be able to get him back to reprise this role.
Yeah.
Lex is such a huge part of our story, and he's just a terrific guy. He's really great,
And
he
actually
gets so into it.
He actually, on his own, no prompting from us, recorded a video of him when he was doing the voiceover for Origin Crisis.
Yeah.
Right, and put it on a fan blog.
Yeah.
Of that people have for him. So if you Google it or whatever, you can find it pretty quickly. But
Definitely have a watch. It's always great when the actors themselves get that involved as
yeah,
well.
yeah, it's really cool.
Alert! Alert!
All right, so we got a big wave event, and here's the gnarly dude. So this guy is freaking tough.
What do you mean by freaking tough? Is this on par with the Luthers, or
He's a sub boss. He's not a nice drone.
he's not a nice robot? He's a mean robot.
Explosive subroutine activated.
So far, so good. It's the standard
First
tactic.
file not found.
Fusion's trying to hold him steady. Oh, he walked.
Whoa, his drunken spin. I like the animation, but he starts off like pretty wobbly. You know, he's like, whoa, hey,
He's,
whoa.
yeah, tipping quite a bit.
Oh, we've got volatile robots spawning as well.
I personally find this to be extremely creepy because, you know, the enemies that we have, the drones that we have that have the stingers on the bottom, it doesn't bug me. But the earwig pincers freak me out.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? The double pincer thing. I don't. Oof. Yeah.
There's a pretty disgusting insect theme going on with these robots.
I'm gonna get you with my spin.
Mercy file not found.
Oof. Somebody just got blown out of range there. A little bit of blinking going on from him. Kind of reminiscent of the Swarm Master and Demi.
So this is the final wave of this.
Yeah, you get into this room right here, and there's a big wave event, and it's sort of a must be this tall to kind of ride to get to this guy, and then he's the sub-boss, obviously. He's a lot tougher. And he has these robots that come out. They are volatile. I wonder what they do.
Explosive subroutine.
There you go. Oh, he's on me.
Your demise is
That was a little more of a well-balanced spin.
Was it?
Yeah, he started off like on an actual the level playing field there.
Good for him.
Mercy
Come
file
on,
not
Nexus
found.
drone. Go down. He's hard to film. He's just blinking all
Hard
over.
to stay. It's hard to stay with him.
I am programmed to dispatch intruders.
Somebody said, let me change the color of our light character powers. I can't do that because willpower is green and fear is yellow. It's just the way it works, people. It's the laws of the emotional spectrum. That's how it works.
Yes, that'd be. We're messing with time and space, but we can't change physics.
No,
right?
not, well, the emotional spectrum is kind of everywhere at once.
Okay.
In all times and all space.
It's on another plane entirely.
Yes.
Another hierarchy of
Oh,
Mercy
yes.
file
existence.
not found.
Can't touch it.
That was delayed reaction on your part.
He's down.
took
Yes, good
job.
job.
Watch. They're not gonna wipe again. We're gonna see the
I know.
whole raid.
Go through
Nice
the
job.
whole thing. All right. Okay. There might be a hint in that that objective right there. By the way.
Defeat Nexus Sentinels simultaneously.
There you go. So
Yeah, we are running long. This is Friday Night Legends. For anyone who's still tuning in or still with us, obviously a lot of people still with us actually. This is our live community focused show. This is all about you. This week, this is all about Odyssey on PC Test. in Origin Crisis, challenging themselves to new raids they've never done before. And obviously it's painful at times.
Oh!
Uh-oh.
They're like, please don't let
this
us
be
wipe
it?
in the hall. You guys need to pull it
That
out.
was close.
I don't know if it's necessarily
still
over
close.
yet, because they got some people that had to flee, I think.
Nexus. Priority.
Yeah, they're coming back. They're going to Zerg it.
Alert. Alert.
Oh, again?
Ooh.
Wow.
Keep it together, guys.
This is getting hairy.
Getting a little hairy.
In Nexus.
Yeah, they're back up. They're fine.
Why would you say that before it's
They're
over?
fine.
Tempting fate. There's actual powers in our game called karma, Ted. All right?
Yep. The wrath from high
Let's
top
not
of the thing.
mess with it. All right.
No, we're not joining any groups right now. Thanks for asking.
Revive protocol initiated.
So we are getting to a critical point here. Soon we are.
I'm a little bit afraid of that hallway.
It's gnarly.
Yeah.
Death traps.
Let's get it from their perspective. What's it look like to have Odyssey coming
Oh,
down the
from
hall
the-
at you?
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Don't trigger anything though.
I'm not triggering anything.
What are you waiting for, buddy? Don't you see that giant?
Maybe
You get
he
lulled into
should
this full sense of security
get
at
some
times.
of
These
his friends.
enemies, you know, you're working through them slowly, but when you get caught in areas like this, the damage just stacks up against you. You
Right.
need to constantly be aware of that.
It's a cool perspective.
Here comes Cold Fusion. Everybody's got some
He is a
electric
boss. He
buffs.
is not afraid. He's done a pretty good job, I would say, staying up. People in chat are asking to see the scoreboard again. About
Sure.
Destroy.
2.5 million damage out.
So clearly your DPS here.
2.8
I know,
million healing out.
Is it Funda as your controller?
Smash.
And
Yes,
Tesseract?
Funda.
Funda and
Wow.
Tesseract controller.
Intruder
Healing out
detected.
here for them, and then obviously got your tanks.
Obliterate.
We have not shared any power. That is a lot of healing. Now, of course, that's over
You
the
wanna
course
see
of
power?
many
Power out right there.
many wipes. So, you know, for comparison's sake. All that damage and he's mental. Yep.
Intruders will be eliminated.
It's a good set.
Tough talk from these Nexus
Lethal
units.
force engaged.
Intruders will be eliminated. We'll see.
Unauthorized personnel. Prepare for termination.
Why would you warn someone you're going to terminate? It's really make a whole lot of sense.
Alert. Alert.
Prepare for termination.
So we've got the left and the right here. Ooh.
Intruder detected.
Give us access to other
Unauthorized
colors of the
personnel.
emotional spectrum.
We just gave you Quantum, so we're doing powers. Quantum's right now.
Eradicate. Performance impaired. You have 0 seconds to comply.
You're not talking about the next power. People
Yeah,
are asking for the next power.
No,
we're not talking about it.
talking about the
Talking
next
about-
power right
talking
now.
about
We're
Origin
talking about
Crisis.
DLC 7 right now.
Intruder detected.
All right, so definitely more difficult down this hall. Would you not agree?
Than the first hallway. for
Yeah.
Sure.
Annihilate.
Absolutely.
You still want us to bump up the hall trash? Rethinking that a little.
Intruders will be eliminated.
What? Do you know what power Mitchell is? What's he healing with?
Nature.
Nature.
All right. Well, at least we got here. Now, this is the Nexus. Okay, you get
This
to
is it.
see it as you come down the corridor here. Now, if you look at this map of the area, we're standing right here. So the start point was right down here, and they came up into this first room. They did a fight with the
All four Lexes.
with all 4 Lexes, and they came down this area here to get each individual Lex to open this door, and we're right here. Now, this is the Nexus down in this area, and you can see the artifact that was chosen. You can actually see it now. It's the Poseidon of the Trident of Poseidon. So Aquaman's trident has been stolen and stuck in here. Okay, people spamming invites. Awesome.
Yeah.
Where did the inspiration for Quantum Power Set come from? Is it something you guys had worked on for a while and trying to implement at some point? Or
No, I mean,
did it just come as
we
sudden idea?
Yeah, well, when I first started many years ago, kind of came up with a wish list for powers. It was very large. Quantum was certainly on it. You know, I had all that, you know, standard stuff and some of the cooler, you know, more obscure stuff on there.
And
We really had to
just
focus that down for launch.
Just an on-paper kind of thought.
Yeah, totally on
thought type
paper.
thing.
In fact, I think I shared some of them during the Quantum.
In our Quantum live stream last week
yeah.
on YouTube. Go watch it.
And honestly, the inspiration was the new reboot in 52 of Captain Atom and you know, Dr. Manhattan from DC's The Watchmen. You know, that kind of ability to bend time and space and you know, really get down to the molecular level and do things on the quantum level. And as far as the graphics go, I got to tell you, it's been really inspirational, like real life inspirational, to watch what's been going on at CERN and as they've been discovering more and more about particle physics and stuff like that.
Good timing.
And it was really great for us to use that to draw upon for the effects for Quantum. So you can see, you know, if you go and you do some searches on the internet for, you know, particle acceleration and looking at kind of what happens when they annihilate matter at that molecular level and they record the data, you get all these swirly, curly Q looking things as they're splitting apart. And that's been our inspiration. You can go look at those, and then if you take a look at the quantum effects in game, you can see that in there. You know, that kind of like, you can almost feel like particles and atoms are just spinning off and whipping off, or even gathering in sometimes as we pull the molecules together.
So it's safe to say if we'd done this power for a launch, it would have looked completely different.
Yeah,
because science happened.
Science had not caught up with the vision for quantum powers in DCUO. We had to wait until the secrets of the Higgs boson were unlocked.
Yep. Which is a really cool example of life imitating art and art imitating life and back and forth the cycle, right?
Yes.
So that's pretty exciting.
Although there's no real life danger of the world potentially blowing up for us poking into corners.
Well, I don't know. Look what Lex and Batman are figuring out
That is
here.
true.
There are consequences.
There are paradox. I love these guys. So these are the Luthor units you can see. So actually the Council of Batman and Luthors have, you know, taken their own units, their own kind of robotic Centurions, maybe off of some of the Brainiac templates that, you know, they captured after the war was over, and they've used it down here for their forces in their version of the Nexus.
Protect the Nexus. Priority 1.
And of course, the standard L logo on their chests. Gotta love it.
Oh, I hadn't noticed that.
Seriously.
Eliminate.
On these guys. I think it's the L logo is actually everywhere.
Protect the Nexus. Priority.
Well, in many different places, which are extremely cool, but we're not going to talk about it. How about that?
Yeah.
Security vulnerability exposed.
Be on the lookout for it.
Obliterate.
Front box.
Ooh. Couple guys down.
Oh. Oh.
Oh.
Intruders in the Nexus.
Can't get careless, it looks like.
Oh,
for
somebody
sure,
else went down.
in these hallways.
2, 3. Oh no.
1, 2, 3. 4. 4 down.
Destroy.
Oh, they're fine.
Oh, just missed.
Nah.
Yeah, you guys are smart about when not to get up and when to get up.
People are asking about the level cap in the game, but CR is the level cap, and it's going up in Origin Crisis T5.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And
we answered
clearly
that one
a repair bot needed after that.
yeah, that was a lot of
knockouts. What's your tactic going to be right here? I noticed you cleared the halls as a group. Now what?
precautionary clear.
I think we're looking at just a standard 4-on-4 split. So 4 to the right, 4 to the left.
I approve. I don't know if you saw the other night when you guys were going through here, and I don't know if you knew this or not, but we were secretly observing.
They knew that.
Yes,
Oh, you did?
yes.
Okay, and at one point, I think Jesse Benjamin Locke, said, Spittle and I are smiling right now. And it was when you guys were trying to kite these guys back and forth a bunch, and that wasn't going to work, so you finally split up.
You had to split up.
Yeah.
We intend you to split up.
Yeah, it was initially the how far can we get them? Can we get them round to the same side and try and take them down together? That was fruitless.
Yes, it
It
was.
became apparent you just have to
Well
do
said.
a 4-on-4 split.
So you can
Two
see
on the
here,
other side of the force field there.
they're on this right side of the force field here. The other group is on the other side of the force field over here, and they have to bring these guys down simultaneously. So you got raid difficulty mobs that the group needs to split up to take down.
Every so often, this guy seems to be spawning a Sentinel tech bot, which reduces our damage to 1 on him, so you've got to take those down first.
Tight space, I'm actually trying to not get in the way, because they
Yeah.
collide with me.
Right.
See how these guys are doing.
Access denied.
Alright, so they got it down about 80%. They're down 80%.
Roughly.
Keeping it pretty even.
4061. Please consult the manual.
Communication for stuff like this is always key as well. Your team needs to know that if yours is going down far faster than the other one, you slow yourselves down so you're proportionate.
Summoning shield throw.
So I assume you have... Oh, you're pretty even right now, actually.
They're staying. Yeah, they're staying close so far.
So
Are you all going full out right now, or are you trying to measure
Yeah,
yourselves?
full out. What we tend to do is when in stuff like this, take them down as quick as we can, and then start slowing down if the other team needs us to.
Required to proceed.
Supply drop.
I love supply drop. I don't even use orbital strike.
You know, I thought orbital strike was going to be my go-to, and supply drop kind of ended up
I
being.
like supply drop.
Your password has expired. Please enter a new password.
Do you guys boost your mainframe stuff?
Say that again, sorry?
Do you boost your mainframe abilities? Do you ever go up into beyond the basic, 2 levels, or do you go into boost 1 and boost 2?
We usually go all the way depending on what we
You
want.
do?
So I, for
Okay.
example, have the orbital and backup
Mm-hmm.
and mod. So this takes a lot of farming, but we we'll get them up all the way to the top. Well, it's not so much now anymore with the boxes from the tier 4 stuff.
Yeah, right? I mean, there's a lot of Marks of Triumph coming out of there.
Yeah.
And we knew that when we put it in, so everybody was thinking it was really high at first, but we knew that it was going to...
We were planning ahead.
Yeah, we were planning ahead. For sure.
Sneaky, sneaky.
I know. It's like we think about these things.
A little bit.
Doesn't mean it goes to plan all the time.
Doesn't mean it...
Think about it.
Doesn't mean it works.
Your password has expired. Please enter a new password.
Looks like Cold's group's getting a little ahead.
To proceed. Summoning shield drone. Invalid network version.
So what they're saying at the moment is when we're about even, as low as we can get them, then wait for your trinkets and things to cool down so the orbital strike and backups, and then whack them so they burn down.
What is your other controller tonight?
Looks like they have mental.
Mental.
Mental
Please
controller.
enter a
Okay.
new password.
Mental and quantum.
Access denied. Lost connection to server.
Getting a few line of sight issues on that small bump just by the doorway there.
Okay.
A software update is required to proceed.
A software update is required.
Error code 4061. Please consult the manual. Summoning shield drone. Access denied.
I'm still waiting for this other shoe to drop here.
Your
Like,
password has expired.
if this is the
Please
tricky part
enter
about
a
this
new
fight,
password.
Anna, I think you'd agree with me. You get one of the other groups that gets off kilter at all in terms of losing a man or two, and it's gonna get rough
Right.
to try and recover.
There you go. Head dart back down there, but
Yep.
gotta work up quick to get them back.
Lost connection to server.
I'm actually really
Definitely
impressed
can't
at
afford
this
to lose a
fight.
player at this stage.
I'm impressed that this fight's going so well so far.
Consult the manual.
Maybe I shouldn't be. It is Odyssey, but
Summoning shield drone.
And this would be, I mean, honestly, getting this far would take some time, right? And
Right,
by
'cause-
that I mean,
Your password
you know, they're gonna need to go and gear up a little bit and get some more stuff.
right,
before
because they
get
have
this far.
6 pieces of T5.
Right. You guys are rocking just the 6, right?
Yeah, just
Alright.
which is a lot of T5. You know, to be honest, like that's a lot of marks of reality to get this far. So it's tough. It is tough for sure.
invalid network version.
People want to know if the tier 5 pieces you have on right now are
Your
modded.
password has expired.
they are with
Please
just
enter
the
a
tier
new
4
password.
stuff.
Okay, so
Tier
yes,
4 mods.
they are, but tier 4 mods. Got it. Okay.
So there's some more power there also
Right.
for you to seek out or
Yeah,
earn
Summoning
getting
Exactly.
T5 mods.
So you can get a few pieces of that, but maybe the tier 5 mods will make
required to proceed.
a difference
Right.
in terms of having
And
an extra piece.
I think we can all agree every little bit is going to help. People want to know, is T5 gear role specific?
Your password has expired.
Say that again?
Is T5 gear role specific?
You mean no, like in terms of the style itself?
Right.
No.
Right. No.
It's not exclusive, like, you know, only
You don't
tanks get this
right.
style.
You don't have to be a healer to get style X.
No.
It's everybody can get the same style.
Invalid network version.
Somebody wants to know how good I am at quantum controlling. Well, I played it a lot, you know, during development of DLC 7. That was pretty good. You know, I'm not normally a controller, but I, worked with Sport to get a good loadout and run it to feel how good it was. I never played it DPS, but I was when we were doing them, I was the only one running controller, or sorry, Quantum in the group. Everybody, the other controllers, and there was no Quantum DPS, so we could kind of see how the effects were playing, and it wasn't confusing who was doing what. Kept the group alive, kept the group with power. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it a lot. I'm a melee guy. I like getting in there and doing a lot of damage.
What do you use again?
One-handed.
One-handed?
Yeah. And so that was a lot of fun because there's some really... Oh, what's happening here? Did they get it?
Down?
I think so.
Lost power is back.
No!
They were both
That's
down.
painful. This one was at a sliver of life.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you got to get him down like really close. I think one went down too late versus the other one. Only thing I can think of. But I wasn't watching.
Yeah. I mean, the one was down, the one was not. So
please consult the manual. Your password has
that's a
expired.
painful
Please enter a new password.
painful happening.
Definitely some size on our side when they get back up.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll look at that. I'll look at that in the replay and see how close they went down together.
Yeah.
Just see if there isn't a bug there.
Which is again why we're on PC test.
PC test.
To check that stuff. You guys you have 90 feats, right? That's the default for the test server. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, 95.
95. So if you had more skill points, you might eke out a little bit more power as well.
True.
Which anyone can work on a lot of those small, somewhat time-consuming
Software
feats.
update is required to proceed. Invalid network.
Are you a clipper, Anher? Do you like clipping?
Absolutely, in this game you have to be.
I agree.
Have to be.
I agree. It's fun too. I think it adds a whole new level of challenge. Keeps a nice integration between combos and powers, and which powers you use off of what combos, and when to do it, when to time it right. I'm certainly not the best person in the world at it, but I think it adds a new level of mastery. It's a lot of fun.
I absolutely agree. DC is the only game. You got these other MMOs out there. You sit there and you press a button to perform XYZ attack. DC, your hands, your face, your eyes are always on the game itself.
He said Zed, Ted.
It's okay. Absolutely true, though. So it's a very different combat style. That's the point.
Invalid network version.
I don't think they're gonna wipe again.
Well, they didn't.
Not on this.
Yeah, not on this. Well, I don't know if let's see if they can get past it.
Software update.
I don't know if we have a bug or
to
not.
proceed.
Okay, your sentinels are super close together this time.
They were super close together last time.
Were they?
Yeah.
Required to proceed.
Until the very end.
Your password has expired. Please enter a new password.
Come on.
Lost connection to server. Invalid network version. Error code
Slowly chipping away.
4061. Please consult the manual. Access denied.
Colds is a little ahead.
Yeah, the
Little bit.
close one is a little bit high.
Yeah.
Access denied. Lost connection.
This is intense. This would be an intense
Error code
go through. I mean, we're just sitting here
I'm
watching.
My
and I'm-
eyes are ping
I'm,
ponging
like,
back
in
and
it,
forth
you know? Yeah.
between the two health bars. Oh, somebody went down on the other side.
Yep,
That might
Tesseract
be-
controllers down over there.
Be okay.
Yeah, well, that might be a good thing because they're
Let 'em
they're
catch
getting
up.
ahead on the damage there.
Please enter new town.
Close. So close.
Summoning shield throw. Summoning shield.
Still a little bit ahead. Yep.
The shield up there. As soon as that's down, we're going to try everything we can to get them down.
That's right. You're talking about getting them low and then saving up all your goodies.
It's like not the Alpha Strike, it's the Omega Strike.
Right.
Right?
It's the final strike.
Yeah, final strike. Go, massive damage!
Shutting down.
Nice, there you go.
Beautiful.
So you can see how close they need
That
to be
was-
together. Really close.
Sigh of relief over there. I heard that.
Well,
Nice
high
job.
five to you guys. And everyone probably... Hey, chat, how happy are you that they got past this and are going to show you the Nexus room?
Well, let's ask the chat. Do you want us to go on or not?
Yeah, should we go a little longer
Should-
and show the Nexus of
Should we
reality?
just cut it right here, or should we go on? What do you think, guys?
Let's see.
Let us know.
Let's see.
I guess. Okay, they're excited.
One cut in a sea of go, yes, go. Okay.
All right, we're
They wanna
following you
see
in
it.
to the
So-
nexus of reality.
All right, wait. Don't trigger anything yet. All right,
Oh,
now
good
I
call,
should
good
I
call.
should be able to see any camera now. Oh, he is got like a
Your
sonic
ambush ends
screwdriver
here. Oh, I applaud your tenacity and your tactics, but it's all for naught. This artifact will be removed from the time stream, and there's nothing any of you can do.
Okay, so Future Lex and Cyborg are back now to join General Luthor in this final battle against you guys. Hey, good luck. This is one do or die
Yeah,
here
this is
for the
one
cast.
shot
I want to
for
make
all
sure
the
everybody
fame.
understands we're gonna really gone long here tonight and pretty late over in Europe right
We
now.
really have. Yep.
So we are gonna give this one go. If it's a wipe, it's a wipe.
I can almost feel it coming.
Yeah,
It's
and
just like-
before you start, let me just say, so now you can see the Trident of Poseidon is back there. You've got Cyborg Lex and Future Lex as your Paradox copies, with General Luthor as the main boss. This setup will change every time.
Right.
What the bosses are, the Paradox copies are your choice.
Your
The
choices.
final boss and the artifact is going to be random in the game, and it's going to
Yep.
change the strategy and the tactics. Do you guys have any idea what the Trident of Poseidon actually does in this fight?
How could they?
We have no idea. We have not got. a-
Awesome. Give it a go,
As yet.
gents. Because I'm not telling you.
That's right. We are watching Odyssey attempt to save Aquaman.
Yes, Aquaman's origin is in jeopardy, and this is so not staged.
Nope.
So not staged.
Just
This has
happened.
nothing to do
Random.
with me. It was totally random, and I am really rooting for you guys. You have no idea.
Live
If you don't save this character, a little piece of me dies.
right now. Can you save?
Aquaman needs saving again.
little-
Yes.
Whenever you guys are ready.
Just having a quick look over the
Yeah.
arena.
There's a lot of really cool artifacts that. Well,
Do you-
yeah.
do you
Actually,
know
let me
offhand how
give a
many?
look around here so
Don't-
everyone can
you
see.
might trigger stuff though.
No, I was already in
guess
there.
we
Here's
already-
the Nexus, center of the Earth, which is
Someone
the
was-
center of the multiverse.
Someone was commenting on how all the dark caves
Attention.
looked like dark
Paradox
caves earlier.
energy overload
So here's some color for you.
initiated
Here's some
on
fire.
target artifact. Prepare
But we
for
are beneath the
elimination
earth.
from reality.
So, you know, what do you expect? And it begins.
No idea what to expect. We've just gone straight in.
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Focus fire
you sh-
on General Lex Luthor.
Yeah, you should expect Luthor to be General Lex to be a sneaky, vicious jerk. He's got some surprise attacks.
Cold fusions Getting hurt.
Oh
came
no!
back. He got
Somebody
back.
goes down.
Trying to get him.
Just barely got that.
Need 3 tanks now.
Oh no!
2 down. Tesseract's down.
Oh!
I think
Uh-oh.
I think someone just went down off to the right.
Oh!
Funda's just hanging on.
This could be it.
Funda's down. Who's left?
That's down.
That's
it.
that's
Let's
the
turn things
game.
on their head.
Well, I think it's bittersweet for a lot of people in the chat because they didn't get to see the end, but Aquaman is gone from reality.
Aquaman has been destroyed.
All right,
But-
why don't we get a final shot of you guys here? Where are you? Why don't you come back to the
We've,
entrance?
walk
You
back
can
and
say
start.
goodbye to everyone. Oh, at the start? Here, we'll come to you. You guys gonna stay there, or are you gonna come back here and try
Yeah,
it again?
We'll wait here for you then.
Okay, here, can you do the...
Yeah.
Alright. There you guys are. Where are you? Okay, I see you.
We're with you.
I'm gonna go ahead and come out of...
Lining up again.
Actually, I don't need to. You guys are perfect.
Yep.
Go ahead and line up in that lineup. And why don't you go ahead and say goodbye to everybody. See if they all give us a little wave here.
Gives a salute.
Nice job. You guys did great, and I want to thank you so much for coming on and really, you know, with no fear. It's got to be nerve-wracking to try and be
The
the first
pressure,
one
yeah.
under public scrutiny
Yep.
to kind of take a look at this raid, and
And
we
you guys-
really appreciate being. You guys are so brave to go do that, and you did great.
And so cooperative with us, you know, helping get us set
Yeah.
up and practicing yesterday is really cool. We really appreciate it. I hope everyone out in chat and who sees this later enjoys this and appreciates what you guys went through to get this set up.
Yeah, it's definitely been a unique pleasure. We really appreciate it. And just before we go, I want to thank everyone for the support that we get on the channel and the forums and things. And thank you to my own officers and members as well for making this all work.
For sure, everybody. All right, so tune in next time to Friday Night Legends. Same time, same place.
Yeah.
4 o'clock Pacific. We'll hopefully only go for like an hour
Yeah.
next week.
Well,
Try to keep it.
This was an
reasonable.
exception. to
This
the
was
rule
special,
for sure.
absolutely. And Friday Night Ops is ongoing right now at twitch.tv/planside2. Check them out, and we will see you next week.
Oh, they want scorecard
Oh,
right before we
okay.
go.
Sure. We'll just cut back.
There we go. There's your scorecard.
There you go. You can peruse that later, I suppose. All right. Well, from all of us at DCO and from Odyssey, see you next time.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you.